morning, friends, and welcome back to Mrs. Borton's Basement. I just have a really quick lesson today on when to use a C at the beginning of a word or when to use a K at the beginning of a word. Because both of those letters at the beginning of a word can make the K sound. And so we have to figure out when to use a C if you hear K at the beginning, and when to use a K that says K at the beginning of a word. Lucky for us, there is a rule for this, a spelling rule, and it's called the cat and kite rule. And it just says that if you hear a K at the end, at the beginning of a word, hear the K sound, and you have an A as a vowel, an O or a U sound as the next sound in that word. So right after the K, if you hear or then you're going to use a C. And we see those letters in our cat's face, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. So that's a really good picture to get in your head to help you remember when to use the C if the next sound is or We would use the K. Look at the kite here. This is the kite in our rule. If the next sound is I or we would use a K. Now, this is also true if our vowels are long and strong. If they say their name, A, O, and U, or if they say their name, I and E. So if you hear a long, strong sound, and it's one of those vowels, you know to use the C if it's A, O, U, and you know to use the K if in the kite we have an I or an E. So let's take a look at some of these words, and then we're going to do a little practice to see if we can figure out which k sound, which letter, the C or the K, we're going to use. So I have the word up here, cat. And because there's an A in the middle of that word, I'm going to use a C at the beginning for my K sound, C. Because remember, the A was a letter, a vowel, that was in the cat's face. Let's take a look at another one. Here we have the word kit. Notice this vowel? Where do you see it in our cat and kite rule? Take a look and see if you can find it really quickly. Did you find it? Right here in the kite? That told us that we need a K. So that's how this works, guys. So let's take a look at some words and see if we can figure out which letter, the C or the K, we're going to use. Here's our first one. I know this sound is K. It's missing, so we have to figure out, is it C or K? Cup. I would drink out of a cup. See if you can figure out which K sound we would use. Where do you see it in our pictures for the cat and kite? Did you yell out cat, C, because it's the U? That's the vowel, the cat's mouth. So let's see if you're right. We do need a C. Good job, guys. Let's go on. All right, we know this sound right here would be a K sound, so let's sound it out. Id, kid. You're a kid. I'm an adult. I wish I was a kid some days. All right, so let's take a look at our vowel. See if you can find this scrunchy nose I. See if you can find it in the cat and kite picture. Did you find it in the K? Let's see if you're right. Whoop. There it is. It's a K. Awesome, good job. Let's go on. All right. Remember, we've talked about the A and the N that goes together. It really doesn't sound like an, it sounds like can, like you're holding your nose. A and N and A and M are tricky patterns. So this word is can. Can you figure out which consonant goes here? Did you look at the vowel? I hope you yelled out C, because you were right if you did. Awesome, let's go on. All right, the next one. Cot. If you go camping, you might sleep in a little cot, a little bed. What sound did you yell out? Did you look at the cat and kite? Did you yell out a C? Because this O was the cat's nose. Good job. Let's go on. All right, we have a tricky ending blend that goes pt at the end of this word, but let's sound it out. Pt. Make sure you smile when you say that E sound. Pt. Kept. She kept her coat in her cubby. All right, let's see. Where did you see the E? Did you say the kite? Did you put a K there? Good job. All right, let's go on. All right, here we go. Let's sound it out. We know this is a K sound. Cop. Sometimes a nickname for a police officer is a cop. What do you think for our K sound? Did you say C? Awesome. You were correct because that O was the cat's nose. Let's go on. Cut. You might cut some paper with scissors. Did you look at this vowel? Did you find it in our pictures? I hope you said C for our consonant pattern. Awesome. Let's go on. Whoa, I'm going to look right here first. Ken. If you play Barbies, you might have a Ken doll, or you might know somebody named Ken. Ooh, that brings me to something we need to think about for this first letter. That is somebody's name. And so we need to make sure we use what? An uppercase letter, because it's a proper noun, darling, and proper nouns are names, and they get uppercase letters. They're very special. Did you look at this E and try to figure out that it needs a K because it's in the kite? You were correct. And notice it's a big uppercase K. Good job. Oh, Mrs. Borton gave you a tricky one. At the very end of this word, and notice it's not in a box because it does not make a sound, but it's that tricky magic E that comes back. It comes back and makes this I say its name. It makes this magic E has the power to jump back over one letter and make this vowel say its name. So let's sound it out. And when we get to this vowel, we're going to say I instead of I. I-t. Kite. Oh, we have a picture of a kite up there. And in that kite is that vowel pattern that's saying I. Did you yell out K? I hope you did, because that was correct. Let's do one more. Oh, Magic E's joined us again. Remember, doesn't make a sound, but he is so magical. He jumps over that P, one letter, one consonant, and he makes that A long and strong. This A is going to say A instead of ah. Let's sound it out. Ape. Cape. If you were a Magic E, you might have a magic cape. Cape. I'm looking at this vowel. Which K would you use? Let's see if you're right. Did you say C because the A was the cat's eyes? Hey, thanks for joining me today. This was a lot of fun. Go around your house today and see if you can find some words and see what that next vowel pattern is. Have a great day.